Good morning and welcome to Mountain Harmony Gardening. I'm Kristen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an olla. Ollas are unglazed clay pots that have been used for thousands of years around the world to water in arid climates. They place them in the ground and they help water the crops. How they work is that the water seeps out of the clay pot when the ground is dry. If it's moist, it doesn't come out. So it creates a balance. Like this one, there's still a little bit of water in here, but when I feel this is still moist and it has even had some water dripping out of it because it's not in the ground and outside the pot is dry. So I tested this out for about a week because I wanted to see how this actually worked. And this clay pot, as long as it was filled with water, has stayed moist. They save water. All you have to do is fill them up a couple times a week and they seep out and they create the balance. The way that I first learned about ollas was I had a garden in a community garden and one of my friends had bought these ollas and she had bought them from somewhere in New Mexico, I believe. And the way that they worked was you had a clay pot with a little narrow neck, you put a rock on top and you buried them. I had never heard of them before. But she let me use a couple of hers just to try out for the summer. And wherever I placed them, the plants grew larger. I watered the whole garden the same, but I filled up the ollas every time that I needed to, and those plants got a continuous water supply while the other ones didn't. I watered about every other day, but it worked great. Ollas are pretty expensive online right now. They can run up to $40 or more. So I saw some other online gardeners and they were showing how they made their own ollas. And these are really, really simple to make. We went to the big box store and we bought our supplies. So here's what we bought at the big box store. We bought a 6-inch unglazed clay pot, 6-inch saucer, and some silicone rated for outdoor use. Not sponsored by anybody for this. You're also going to need a cork, which you can either get at a craft supply store or drink a bottle of wine. That's what we did. And a rock. I have a lot of rocks around my yard. So what you want to do is you want to take your saucer and flip it upside down. The reason we're doing this is because it makes a little bit of a tighter fit than if we had it like this. So, take a little bit of silicone and you want to go around the outside. It's okay if it makes a little bit of a mess. Okay. And you definitely want to get a generous amount on all of it. There we go, a little bit better. Another tip, don't let it sit out too long and let it get all plugged up like we did. Try to make all your ollas in one day. Okay. Now, I'm gonna stick this on. And you can go around and smooth it out if you want. Okay. Now you let this sit up for half an hour before you can use water in it. We actually let ours set up overnight. And once it's set up, Then you can either put the cork in the top, like this, to close the hole, or you can find a rock, which I have many all over the yard, like I said, and put a rock on top. As you can see, these are like super easy to make. Anyone can do this. So this is the one that I made a week ago, and as you can see how much darker it is, this is the one that we've had filled with water. So you can see the difference between the dry one and the dark one, and that's what I was experimenting with and wanting to see. So all you do, pour water everywhere first, and then you fill it up. It's that easy. And place your cork in there, or you can place your rock on top. Now where you want to place the ollas in the garden is about 1 to 3 feet away from each plant, depending on the size of the olla. Since we only have a small one here, the root system for this plant is right here, and the root system for this plant is right there. So I'm going to place it in between both plants so that they both benefit from the olla. So you dig a hole, which won't be easy in this garden bed because we need to refurbish it. It's gotten very, very hard, even with all the compost that I put in it. And usually this is done in the spring when you're planting your plants. Oh, look at that piece of pottery in the ground. So as you can also see, in this piece of dirt, we have really, really, really bad clay soil. Okay, let's see how this will fit. A little bit bigger. Okay, so you want to bury it down deep enough where you can just see the top of the pot above the soil. You want to pack it back in good because you want the soil touching the clay pot. Okay. And there you go. That's all there is to it. So in a week's time, I'm going to check back in with you guys and see how the olla is done. So it's a week later from filming the rest of this video, and I wanted to show you the results of the olla. So we dug down a little bit, and the soil is still moist, and so is the olla. And we dug another test hole further over, and the soil is a little bit moist, but not as much. And if we remove the cork, I have not filled it all week. Let's see if we can show you. There is still water inside of there. It's probably about a third full still. So I think that this is a success. So I definitely think that hand making your own Olla is worth it. As I showed in the test, the soil around the Olla was much more moist than the soil that didn't have an Olla in it. I will definitely be making some more of these next year, and I will be showing placing them and how it goes. So if you liked it, please make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, and I try to read all of our comments and answer all of your questions to the best of my knowledge. And please don't forget to share your comments. Thanks for watching and happy gardening.